Yo guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be talking about MW3 and my thoughts on it. If you enjoy, please like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. So, it is a very common allegation that MW3 is merely a $70 DLC of MW2, or whatever your currency is for the dollar amount anyway. This is something that we're going to answer today. I'm actually going to skip the campaign, mainly because I've already talked about it, I've already made my peace with it, and other people have put it much better than I could, so there isn't really much of a point. Anyway, we're going to actually start with multiplayer. So, as I am sure you're aware, MW3 launched with all of the original MW2 launch maps, which people in my point of view didn't mind, well, rather I didn't mind, because some of these maps are fan favourites, and some of these were never remade, so I'm not that bothered by that, although it is a bit derivative. However, in recent seasons, we've gotten a lot of reskins of maps. However, I will say that we have got a good amount of original maps, especially smaller ones like Meat and Stash House. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I prefer them because Shipment, I really don't like Shipment. I think it's probably one of the worst maps ever made, if I'm being honest. I mean, that might be controversial, I don't know. Like, it's so simple, it's so basic, and it just keeps coming up. I mean, since Modern Warfare 2019, there's only been one COD game that didn't have it, which was Cold War. And Cold War has had Nuketown, and also BF6 has gone to, which is kind of like Treyarch's version of Shipment, but at least that's a sort of bigger map, and not the worst map overall, in terms of design and whatnot. But yeah, I really don't like Shipment. However, I actually do know someone who refuses to play any other map other than Rust and Shipment. Like, flat out refuses to. It can be quite annoying playing with him sometimes. But anyway, where was I going? Yes, so I am not the biggest fan of the amount of reskins, although I will say with the original maps that we have got, they were pretty good, so I'll give it a pass on that. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail about stuff like the art style, because it's very different to MW2, and I personally prefer the MW3 style. Most people do, I believe, so we can end that there. Anyway, on to Zombies. Right, so Zombies hasn't had the most content or changes throughout the year, mostly due to Treyarch being more occupied on BO6 for obvious reasons, and I believe, I don't remember where I heard this, but I believe that they had like the C or D team on this, which would probably explain why it didn't get that much content. Now, MW3 Zombies is very similar to MW2's DMZ, for those who don't know. In fact, they are basically reskins of each other, I will admit that. Yes, I enjoyed DMZ. In fact, it probably kept me playing MW2 for most of the year. However, I will admit it has been sort of disappointing that MW3 Zombies has not had much content. But generally, because I don't really play Zombies for the lore, I mostly play it for XP. And I don't know, I could be saying something heretical there, but still. So generally the gameplay is fine, so I'm not that bothered by Zombies. But I don't know, I'd like to hear someone who's a bit more into Zombies weigh in on that subject. So in conclusion, I personally think MW3 is probably the best COD game we've had since at least Cold War. You can maybe even go further back, depending on your point of view. Whilst this COD definitely has some issues, especially with its sort of copy-paste nature, I would say, because the basic gameplay loop is pretty fun, it kind of saves it, and so I would say not a $70 DLC. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this, which was probably going to be my last video of the MW3 cycle. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think about MW3, and yeah, bye.